Steve and sponsor over and asking how to Gael. Lumsa Doireann.
Agus lumsa Louise, Doireann an vertigo in our name nearly Gael
I
no.
know. Well, the great news is she was finally posted on Instagram which year fucking honeymoon. So,
Yeah,
so it's fading and ruin the skyla.
Yeah.
We've been like making bizarre excuses for her for the last couple of weeks because we weren't really sure was she, being full honeymoon.
She wasn't being fully Oscar to where she was. It was all very. She was living the life of a secret spy.
Oh my God,
agent or something.
You're fucking dead. Yeah, who is she running from? That's the question now. She's having the time of her life in Thailand
and so bronzed. If I see another close friend story with her bronzy body, she's darker than like ultra dark tan.
No, it's very annoying.
Yeah,
it's very annoying.
She looks amazing.
She literally just lost a tan on Nadal.
I know.
And then she fucks off away again.
CV base market, I'd say.
Yeah.
She will be, yeah. She will.
Sickening. Anyway, in the meantime, my and Louise will be fucking drowsing ourselves in the Bondi Sands, fucking
I know.
Exfoliating. Anyway, look,
lads,
it's all part of it.
It absolutely is. I was going to do a tan-free January, actually. Tan-free Jan, lol.
It's good to do fucking something free.
But then we are in Television, right? And I was like, I'll just do an instant before I go air. So anyway, I couldn't find instant anyway, so I put on this like old Bondi Sands I had at home.
Right.
Ultra dark developer. Oh, yeah. I was like some shade of green. It was actually good on our fod.
Like the
Sorry, excuse me. Can we take a moment for Keiko hipsters time? What's wrong? They're going to take branding or in Fishon.
Yeah.
I'm in my hipster era. So this is the brunt of this monologue from Declan.
I know.
It's on law though. I actually haven't taken it off since yesterday.
Yeah, since yesterday, since the early hours of this morning. I was at George last night, early this morning, with you in that jumper.
Yeah.
We'll get into that, Herbell.
Yeah, we'll get into that, Herbell. So the Ganzi, but they're fab. Sorry, shout out to Greg agus Gacéine ag Pelador. Kaidon is Gavan. If you're considering buying one, lads, they're gorge.
Well, I'm sick now. I love an owl Pelador Ganzi Mayhain. This is very my vibe. And this, I'm sure till September.
Maybe I'll get you one for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Girl, get yourself one.
I know, no, I will. I'm to my jealous. I'm going to get a little Pelador,
And there's I think Will and Ganzi shot out in, this is like a lad now, but I think they have it in black and in red.
Oh.
Like a song can do Vanias. Come on. It's very nice.
Well, look, geez.
For my Limerick matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
bright colours.
My fucking arse will you wear a Limerick match that resembles the jersey?
Well, actually, maybe this is as close as I'll go. On Will show Casula jersey.
No, this is the hot take now. Louise doesn't believe in jerseys.
I think I've said that, Erin Pod. Yeah. I don't think jerseys are unless like I love a jersey on a sportsman. A jersey on me, no. I just don't like them on me.
What about me?
On you? Yeah, I don't.
My fucking
I don't like them. Like that's just a personal thing.
I know. No.
Unless you're talking out to play a match, like I don't understand why you put on to go out to shop. Sorry, I'm so mean to say that. I've just need Malum jerseys.
Yeah. No, look, I get it. I get it. But look, I proceed anyway.
You proceed anyway, and sure, look, you love your old jersey, so fair play that gal.
It's a great jersey, yeah.
Never change.
Yeah.
We've couple rod le raw Marielle our drostoi tacht gan I can't believe how soon this tour will be upon us.
Today's not today. I like full transparency. The Mahane and Louise Harva hungover enough, right? And now getting into the admin of things is just really fucking
the stress of it,
the thoughts of it.
I know
the thoughts of it. The wild nights, because he spent a year.
Yeah.
Har solid. Jesus Christ Almighty! Look, we lasted 13 days into dry January, 12 days into dry January.
I didn't even. I was away until the 6th. I didn't even last a week. It's a disaster. I need to rein it in. I do. Do
you know what? You're
I
do
need to rein it in.
Make a note of that now.
Yeah,
right?
Rein it in, Louise.
Point in. Yeah. Okay, where do we start? Right, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. So, are those again Kai Keys? By the time this episode comes out, so Tommy de Taffet,
Vega Kai Keys on,
yeah, Kai Keys. Oh, Jesus Christ! Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Stop Limnoch. Be in the Pelador Ganzi there.
Yes, maybe by 3 we might have to get the Peladori crowd to sort us out.
Oh my God, a CC Pelador.
Absolutely, because they've gorge you bits. But no, or if you're coming to the Limerick gig, lads, come early and drop into them on. I think they're on. Watch me not knowing the streets in Limerick.
Fucking grafting hard now for a collab about Pelador.
Yeah, and I'm having such a
no, guys, look, brain farts all over the place now. Today is not our day. Anyway, Limnoch on Tarnlaw the Mi Fowra, and then on Tachtan League, Belfarishte, we're fucking buzzed to go Belfarishte. Then we were hitting the road on Law Dargoon, Agor, Canada, Vancouver, New York, Boston, all of the good places.
Yeah, agus Arashawala then, and we're going to be in Galway, we're going to be in Cork and Arasham.
There you go.
We can say though that the Quidden gigs are actually
Sold
Gael
out,
amach and
yeah.
Oíche. So Cork is completely sold out.
Yeah.
Limerick is beagnach down.
Yeah. I don't know what's left in Olive at
Gael.
this stage now.
There's a cúpla ticket fáca in Mail Ferrista. So if you are
yeah.
Mail Ferrista, get yourself a
Belfast.
Belfast ticket.
Yeah.
Or
Blackley, come on.
absolutely
There
for
you
the
go
big
now,
one.
If you
So
so Jeez, fair dues to us. Oh my god,
Yeah.
we run a tight ship down.
We
I'm not
do.
here to Shiva and son now. Oh, never let it be said.
Never let it be said. Write that down as well there now.
No, never
And to
let it be
list
said.
that.
No.
Can I also say now, lads, Rodella is Tomwood full video. So if you really want to see the bags under our eyes or the Pelador Ganzi, lol, any excuse to get in again, or how tattery we look today, I
Oh my
feel
God.
like
Horrendous.
well,
Let's
I
get into it.
I do. Yeah.
Let's get into it, Louise. What happened? We met, we a lovely date planned, or Fike Shachten. We were saying we haven't spent any like one-on-one time with Gael in ages because leis an nula agus gachrad, we've been up to Hido. So we said we'll have a lovely little cultural date in Maclia. There was talk of the National Gallery. Be more kind.
Actually, no, it was Nias Massa reached. We were texting being like, I was like, will we exercise together? Like, will we do a hike?
Yeah, do a hike.
Actually, it started to say
Yeah.
this came full circle.
Yeah.
We were tasting amach dul Jane of Ijo pizza that we
Yeah.
were going to go for a really wholesome.
Yeah.
So you vetoed the hike.
I vetoed the hike because I fell on law remission off my back like really, really bruised.
Yeah.
So anyway, so
Hiking
the
was
hike
out.
gone.
Yeah.
So we said, listen, Ryan Shackley in Ballymore, we need to go for an arse around the National Gallery. We go into
Yeah.
the Book of Kells, my favourite activity, which is going to Bewley's for a lovely scone.
Yeah.
I'm sure the next thing, anyway, the scones came out, and if they did, so did 2 glasses of wine. And this is like
I know.
I don't know, Codain Town.
That was the
Lark
other-
Touchdown,
Do you know
Tree
what
Front.
like turns me on in those situations? The reason I think I got giddy for the wine is because we walked in Gabuley's. I'd actually never been in down the back to the Harry Clark stained glass.
Yes.
Live out for all
And
I
was
hadn't been
all
down there.
fucking talk about
Yeah,
it.
and you were. I was actually thought you absolutely fab. But Chonig May Tina we lost that. It was a lovely open fire setting. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, now do you know what I'd love? It's a little duchwan,
Yeah.
cozy by the fire, a little
Yeah.
stone, lovely. And I
Yeah.
just thought, do you know what? Beg Cowan a Gwyn. Well, anyway, famous last words, if
Oh,
ever
Jesus,
there
if
were
we'd
any.
won, we'd fucking 10 of them.
10.
So here if you were really a buint sauce of us like na historic vibes, Bewley's a shot out atá really sneam hugs, preva hug larger tradition, na litriachta a gahar blacklia. So we're all the boys, James Joyce and all that went in for their cup of tea and coffee.
Device. Maybe got a glass of wine as
And a
well.
glass of wine at that
Yes,
time.
Quinn.
There
Yeah.
you go. So it's a Dublin institution. It's Bradham, so they'll and Hammerfeld. But anyway, then we said, you know what we'll do? We were saying, will we go to the National Gallery next, or will we go to the Book House? We said, no, we'll do a Fenian pub crawl.
Yeah.
So, and now in fairness, Femur Gubber Choma.
Vimer, and
Yes.
actually, but I think Vimer goes out and upper more leishgale. And
Yeah.
this is something I do. I'm a devil. I
Yeah.
can shoehorn an Alex excuse. I can justify anything.
Yeah.
And I'll make myself feel better about it
Yeah.
under the guise of Thomas de Gupper. Sure, near really Gupper. We were
No.
completely feeding our own want.
Oh, absolutely. To go on a mad one.
Go and have a few pints.
So
Yeah.
we've everything is documented and to go up on Patreon.
Yes.
Sorry. So it'll have gone up our Patreon.
It'll be right there,
Yes.
Patreon.
Right, our Patreon.
This is worth joining Patreon for alone because, okay, the theme of this is it's come with us.
Yes.
And literally we bring you, there is no holds barred here,
Yeah.
from pub to pub, and all chosen by you there, where,
go.
what is it, the IRA would have drank.
Yeah, all the old spots of the old IRA where they used to drink around Dublin. So,
What?
I know.
Losers are we like,
I
anyway.
know. Anyway, it was
Christ.
great. We had a
It
great
was
time.
great,
Yeah,
yeah.
Vianna Sport going.
Yeah.
We were sus agus she's Straw Talbot agus and Son Traston.
Yeah.
And then we went for a little meal. And
Yeah.
sure, like I can am then we said I'm going to the Valley Large but
Near Homer.
near Chomer Valley. Car
Yeah.
Chomer Trish. Sure Husnimer contest in the barman then either
Yeah.
Mexico, either on the Astling. Agus and some Vimer sticking some till close.
See, so we may really store a kill then.
Yeah,
Which
Bhí.
I was like, come on, is there ain? So what we did is we shot ourselves in the foot. We left the Piper's Corner, Rimish and Sesh there, and we could have had a bit of killed bio, but we're starving.
Yes.
The bellies are around the backbone.
There you go.
Do you know what I'm loving at the moment? Sorry, I need to completely just shout out. Bader, actually, Comading May.
Yeah,
The
come on.
Gael door,
Oh,
the Gael door, the shack that it's just come to me. Anyway, we were starved, so we went to get food, and actually I can point to Shin. It was Rogaino, because like a Sunday night in January in Dublin.
No, forget about it.
You know what I
like,
mean?
Yeah, no,
But
forget about it.
anyway, I can there hear how the Colini, God bless us and save us anyway. We found somewhere to go after.
Oh, Jesus, we did.
And we landed
into
into
Doyle,
George,
into Doyle
like-
for a late drink, right?
Yeah.
Into Doyle. And then the next thing, they fucked us out from Doyle's,
Yeah.
and then we were like, right, there's only one place in town at this hour of the night where you're going to get a late drink, into
Yeah.
the George.
And I wouldn't mind, but Nora, we actually got to the George. They were closed.
Yeah.
They were like, no, we're done. We're like,
It's
no, you
right.
must let us in. You must.
Sorry, you're dead
And
right.
we were absolutely canvassing hard for ourselves.
Oh,
We got
we
in anyway for Duch One.
We did, do you know what? Fair play to us,
Yeah.
we did. And the Bulamer like cardling, and just by chance. So we had a great old time of it.
Yes.
And if nothing else, it inspired
Today's episode.
Táim na Seachtaine.
Táim na Seachtaine.
Beautiful. I tell you now. Well, nach mahan rud nach fan tú treis do glór a chailuint.
She supposed to come. I know. Untas na nuntas.
So our
Táim na
toxic
Seachtaine.
traits. Yeah, our toxic traits for myself, agus Louise, is that we can be reckless and spontaneous. And
Yeah.
orinthe is rud úntacha, orinthe it's not. Nair tú mugadi galstel chugar madden, then you have an 8 a.m. meeting like Misha or Madden, and trying to fucking drag yourself through it. But that's what our Táim na Seachtaine and Tachta is how to be spontaneous.
Yes.
So Churmer Kester our next story.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us some reckless.
We asked our listeners exactly on Insta the most spontaneous they've been or spontaneous mad things they've done. Okay, so this Tachdruk says going out on a date this week with a 31 I'm 31-year-old male. I'm a 42-year-old female.
I fucking love that for you.
We both live in the same town in the UK.
Sorry, love that.
Yeah.
You go girl. You go girl.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think is that spontaneous?
I mean, I suppose it's pre-planned. Maybe it's reckless. Maybe that goes more into the reckless category.
Yeah.
Spontaneity. Although, better when I've ageist and son. Maybe she made a spontaneous decision to be like, I'll just go on this date.
Yeah. Or is it like spontaneously maybe change her age limits on the app to include younger men?
There
you know, and met him. I like that. I think it's probably not the most spontaneous thing, but
okay, we're giving you your mid-level spontaneous.
Mid-level for you. Okay. Collinella says, because I don't want to give anyone's names out, booked a flight back to Tanzania for 5 days because I loved it so much. Went a week after booking it. I love this kind of spontaneity now.
Now, this is, big fan of this kind of spontaneity myself as well. Yeah,
being absolutely all for last minute trips. I love an owl spontaneous getaway.
And you know what, I'll even go so far as to say is I actually resent trips that are booked too far in advance. No, you're doing nothing for me. I'm either going next week or I'm not going at all. Do you know what I mean? And I love the recklessness of it all, and I love the where will you go, what will we do, sure, who knows? And I love
exciting.
Exciting.
Yeah.
And brother, you have row planned in advance.
But I think branching or parsa or the first that, because there are people who I think need to control and need to know there's a trip coming up, need to have pre-planned, get their head wrapped around the idea of it. Whereas Kasul Latza, I would completely be like, bring my passport, meet me at the airport.
I don't even care where we're going. Like, And also, I see, so this is probably I get anxious when I have to be organised for Aon Road.
Sure, absolutely.
And holidays, like, included in that.
This is the thing, like I could have a trip, so even having worked on the travel show, I had dates in the diary a year in advance, knowing cities I was going to. Well, actually no, takes Ashley, you don't find out until the week before, to be fair, which is a lovely spontaneous, but I knew I was going away, knew that I would be filmed while away in these countries. Do you think I'd anything organised?
No.
Clothes bought, bags packed?
No.
Sure, absolutely not. I will always be on No Me Dernach.
Yeah, I know. Maybe this is really just like indulging our toxic traits here, but anyway, go on.
Okay, this Colleen says, went out for a walk after a breakup with a hangover and came back in a brand new car.
Sorry.
Girl.
Yes, this is the spontaneity.
That's spontaneous.
That's spontaneous. Like, I love that. I want to be friends with that girl.
How bad was the hangover like?
Or
how good was it?
Listen, I mean, I'd be liable now. I'm that hanging.
Really?
Right? Sometimes you just need to make a reckless decision and spend an exorbitant amount of money to make yourself feel good. It's the rush.
It is the rush, but like it's only ever filling the whole, like, you know, I don't know. Is that really? There's probably now.
No, I actually.
If you needed a car though.
I know.
And your walk took you to the garage.
I'm really behind this. I actually think this is a really healthy decision for this listener. And it's that you've opened up a world of possibilities, because God knows I need to get a new car. So one of these days I'm going to come back now and I live again.
The only thing I will say is though, Niamh, like I don't think I could make a good decision with a hangover.
Yeah, but that's all the better. Like,
is it though?
No, Louise, come on.
Anyway, am I just trying to be devil's advocate?
I absolutely be. I don't like decisions that are too far thought through.
Yeah.
either. Do you know what I mean? That just
Yeah.
that kind of yocks me out. Okay, I have a few good ones here. Bhuc me breast reduction on a whim. Bhí gachar dinta lastig the 3V. YOLO! Love that.
Yeah.
Yes. Love. Good for you. I'd say it's really debilitating nuirtá the chiach a rover. I have the opposite
Oh my
problem.
goodness, yeah.
So, you know, I'm all for the breast
Yeah.
reductions
And
and a breast
actually,
enlargement, depending on which way you want to go, girls.
suit yourself.
Suit
I
yourself.
think the spontaneity in that is great though, because maybe it's something you're thinking about all the time, and then
Yes.
you're like thinking you need to just be
Pull the
spontaneous,
trigger.
pull the trigger, book the trip, and
Yeah.
agus gachar Currynora got then there's no turning back.
Yeah, no, I love that.
You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
Don't kinda
Yeah,
genta.
yeah,
You've really forced yourself into the spontaneity. It's forced you into making a
Yes.
decision.
Now,
Yeah.
think of that now.
Yeah,
The
it says-
coat.
I know the quote.
The fucking coat.
Yeah. Oh, the quota.
The
Yeah.
coat.
Mm.
We'll come back to the coat.
We'll come back to the quota.
Come back to the coat, but
Yeah.
think of that now. Follow your own advice.
Yeah.
Okay, Can Elegum flew to Tenerife on a second date for 4 days. I'm like, sorry, excuse me, is this me writing this in? I love it.
That's cute.
Yeah, I know, amazing.
Now, why didn't the person fly to her though?
But you're maybe the first date they came to her, so maybe
Oh,
she's
yeah,
going to
flew
the second
back.
date. No,
Also
I love that.
Tenerife.
The
Stunning.
more ridiculous and like reckless, the more
Yeah.
romantic in my opinion.
On Gavin too good.
I think that's very sexy.
It is very, very sexy. I think when someone makes or if
Yeah.
someone flew to you in a spot as a spontaneous gesture, that's
Yes.
on ass. It's
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder, is being spontaneous something that you grow out of?
I'm waiting to grow out of it. I don't know. I
Yeah.
like, by the way, I think you can be like really recklessly spontaneous. Like, I don't think it's a good thing. Like the extent of
Yeah.
spontaneity. We'll get into those
Yeah.
decisions are about. Okay, Ein Canela Mahagutta. I have one more here.
I have one more as well. I think this
Okay,
is gas, and
go
I
on.
feel, especially with your newfound love for the Brits, I brought a Brit lad I met on my Leaving Cert holiday to my Debs the next week. Hashtag #Ufosov.
No.
Oh,
yuck. I know. You
that's
poor
a
old devil.
ballsy move though.
Yeah, I know. I love the big dick energy of that, but
I
don't
like
know.
it
It's
too.
like, yeah, no.
But also the Debs, like landing in with a lad from your 6-year holiday, like
Do you know that?
who's
It's
Fergal
so-
over like
I
from
know
Shoreditch, you know.
I know, and but you know that like tend to first time abroad,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you meet a guy you kind of semi fancy, and next thing you like got so caught up in the whole
Yeah,
thing. Like,
yeah.
I love.
Mahu, that's definitely spontaneous. Is
Yeah.
it considered do like spontaneous in Oíche?
I did it. Kinna gan kinna. I don't know.
Oh,
You
that's
can-
nice.
I don't know.
Kinne
Just
gan kinne,
first on that. Okay,
Yeah.
Tusker, you look that up now and
Yeah.
note med it on scale tag of.
Yes.
I love this one.
Go on.
Rinne me vuchel kinna spontaneous made dumpod trade 8 blian. Does that count? 3 months later, Captain Gwilym buich as feel more my hand than I have Liblienta. Plus, I got to keep the dog, and that's the most important thing, right? I was
Yeah.
like, girl, the best thing that ever happened. The
Yeah.
best thing. Yeah, I know.
Well, now sorry, is
I
that
love it.
spontaneous?
Well, it was spontaneous to her, obviously.
Yeah.
no, not great. Look,
Yeah.
you know, who is shall, he's shall. I know, I
Yeah.
thought that was gas. If you can't laugh at yourself,
No, oh my God, Kate Fungate, yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess that's kind of funny, yeah, that it was spontaneous to her, but like, maybe
no,
not.
it's had the writings on the wall. But sure, with those things, like, do you know,
Yeah.
sure, your year, especially with that amount of time, like 8 years, you're probably trying to fucking spontaneously get out of that for 4 or 5 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
So, well, like, okay, I'm curious about, okay, the word spontaneous anyway, lads, as Gaeilge apparently is spontaneous.
there you go, beerlachus.
Spontaneous.
There you go, spontaneous.
Spontaneous. That's a dreadful sounding word, to be honest.
Yeah.
And the definition of the word in English, right? Because just to make sure that we know what spontaneous actually is, right, is something that is performed or occurring as a result of sudden impulse or inclination without premeditation or external stimulus. So, like, so a breakup actually really isn't spontaneous, then, is it?
Probably.
Well, I suppose like brand new air.
Yeah, no, well,
Like bra air.
no, Brand Aaron didn't. Look, I mean, you know, I suppose, who knows? I don't know the situation, so I can't.
Yeah.
I can't
What
comment.
kind of a sudden impulse would you be getting now? Like, I enjoy the thought
You could
of.
spontaneously cheat on someone, I suppose, and then that would be a breakup.
Yeah.
So I'm like that. That's
So you
what
could
I
just take
think
a
there now.
notion.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
take a notion. You could spontaneously be like,
Yeah.
Now, by the way, like, I'm sure that's not what happened to the Age Store show, and we're delighted for you that you're starting to feel more like yourself, girl. The 3-month mark is the real turning point. Chama. I feel like that's when you really start to like get over it,
Yeah.
And I know with this poor old Dublin now, we're picking up on
No,
this
but
scale.
Gurmín mága bh up bheith daimhil,
Yeah.
lads. We love to hear your scéalta agus is féidir le bh gcónaí dul daimhil in our Insta comá. Like always feel free to slide into the DMs or to send us any scéalta because we love an scale. And actually, do you know what? So much of it I think is you can, I'll read something that someone has written and I'm like, oh my God, yeah. Like our listeners, we're all
Listen,
we're all family lamb here.
We're all the one.
We're all the one. So I love all those.
Do you know what? It was a real spontaneous decision by Louise yesterday, which you obviously fucking enjoyed. Was she was wearing a lovely Zara 2-piece for work.
Yeah.
And she spontaneously decided she was going in the activewear. You meant business yesterday.
I really did. Well,
she was
that actually
Calidor. She
wasn't
Dublin City.
unfortunately spontaneous. Via made the arrow. I actually had to, and I was fuming because I had bought this. Well, actually, I'll tell you the really truth about this. I was going to loan the outfit and drop it back.
Okay.
I was just going to wear it and drop it.
Did the people that you were in inverted commas loaning the outfit from know that you were loaning?
Doesn't matter. That's only a side.
That's okay.
That's only a side note on the scale.
Okay.
So I was like, coming and hang, do I like this outfit? Blah blah blah. But anyway, I was talking to Allo number, and Colleeny out there when it is the time of the month, and you're like, oh my God, it's just happened right there in that moment. And I was like, fuck, in these grey shorts, like, are you for real? And also, I was thinking, like, I'm going to Shin. I was like, sure, I'll just leave on the outfit for the day because I was going to meet you anyway.
And I was looking really great in my new coat.
Well, and I was dolled, but
you were.
Yeah,
but look, I was wearing my new coat, so
yeah, Doireann, I think you want to talk about the new coat, so go on.
I do want to. Wait, are you finished your story?
Well, that's my story. My story was that I had no choice but to change out the fancy shorts, and then actually I was kind of cold, and honestly, in McKeown, I thought I'll meet Doireann now for an hour or two, and then I'll be home, so I'll just be comfy an hour or two. So like, it isn't like me to be
that's
in a pair of leggings and a jumper in the George. Like
I know, but I know. Also, I can't believe you're saying in an hour or two. Sure, hadn't we planned to spend the whole day together?
Or I was like, it's not going to be like.
I know. Oh, sure. Listen, she was fucking enticing me home with her then rare she rock. Come on, sure, phone number and we'll actually 7 a.m. and do a sauna. I won't make you do any workout in the gym, but we'll do a sauna now. The pair of us.
Because though I'm in gym now, if we lower gals and guys, and I'm trying to like get the value out of it. Because it's spenny, because it's bougie, and I'm like, I need to be there. Couple of law.
How much is it? How much is it a month?
I try. A girl never signs a gym contract and tells
her gym membership. Okay.
Yeah. Tell us about the Chota. Was that a spontaneous purchase?
Do you know what? It kind of was. I saw the coat I really wanted. It was back in stock. They were sold out. It was back in stock. And bhí me lurg rodéigent. Bhí me lurg outfit a go rodéigen eile buint leis an obair. Couldn't find a fucking outfit. Sure, of course. Always the way when you're looking for an outfit. Couldn't find anything. I found this beautiful coat that was exorbitantly priced. So I said to Louise, what do you think of this coat? And I knew as well, like, I asked you because I knew you'd be like, just buy it. And then I was like, okay, so I had to go and do something that evening. So I was like, I leave it now and I'll go and do this. And if I still want it when I come back, I'll buy it. And then I came back and I still really wanted it. So I bought it. And I'm fucking delighted.
Yeah.
I'm delighted.
It's so good when you really love something.
Yes, really love something.
But you thought about buying it.
Yes. But okay, so Lara Lemieller, spontaneity, right? Do you need, have you more me on the show Hanahain about needing a spontaneous partner or being, do you need a spontaneous partner?
Do you know what? I think it will show simul because I think in my head I love the idea of having a spontaneous partner, but I think I am the spontaneous partner. I bring that to the relationship. So I think Gael gohfuil, I don't know, Corham the Faina, and there needs to be some kind of yin to the yang.
Yeah.
So I think
you end up with a situation that you're going out, which is like nobody trained in.
This is exactly it. And I'd say it happens in relationships. I'd say if there's two really spontaneous people together, it probably can be a challenge as much as it is a blessing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think Declan can be spontaneous, but I also like the fact that he is like grounding, but also like probably isn't as impulsive as me. Do you know what I mean? Like, so Marhampla, if we were, let's just say, buying a house, I think I'd be like, love this, let's just buy it. Do you know? And I'd be like, absolutely perfect, I'll be grand, go on. I just want it now. I want it yesterday. I want it last week. Co Lewis thought rudding to Michael. I'm like, that's it. Yes. Make it happen now.
Yeah.
Whereas I think he would be more like sensible or
let's think about this.
Yeah. He wouldn't rush into it as much as I would just I suppose I don't really think sometimes, and I'm like I'm more impulsive.
Yeah. Mish Dear Markela. Yeah, I think Gullen Clark's got the happy medium between someone who'll go on an impulsive whim with you and will
Yeah.
be happily led, but then at the same time can put the skids on if it needs to be
Yeah.
put on.
Yeah, and I like there's probably the other side of this as well because I've got a list here for people who struggle with being spontaneous because I'm sure that
Similar.
there are people who like it's funny that we're missing Shiva Donepcha because
I
I feel
know,
like she
she'd
is
be great.
Dina Tho really agraha. I think she likes to have control on situations and to like
Loves routine.
loves routine. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And will stick to see now, like she will stick to a plan. Like
Hmm.
my inchimach, like I'm gonna do this again, this again though, this
Yeah.
again tree. Whereas like I write all that down. I just a fucking massive waste of my time because I know near the time I screaming like sure there's no more a chance now that
Hmm.
this will all get done at these times than
Yeah.
on the moon. Like but
But
anyway.
I'm so envious then of people who can
I
just
know.
do it.
Mission
Do you know what I
Marcana.
mean?
Mission
So
Marcana.
if you are someone who's struggling to be spontaneous, because it can be a real thing, also being spontaneous can feel scary. Like, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you're kind of allowing yourself to do something. Maybe you're being impulsive into the unknown for,
Yeah.
and I get that people sometimes will find that scary. So apparently here's some top tips for you guys. Break your routine. I had no routine to start with. So
Neither I. No. I haven't had a routine.
plan short trips.
Okay. Okay.
Try something new.
God, this fucking is boring, isn't it?
Okay, but try something new, like, how
Try
do
something new.
you know what I
Okay,
mean?
like
Like,
a
if
new
you're someone who's
activity, like
very
yeah.
routiny,
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah,
try
yeah.
something new, change your environment, connect with adventurous people,
Okay.
um, start saying yes more.
Okay.
I feel I'm Gama. We've had this chat before with,
Yeah.
how would you say yes to spontaneous plans? And you
Yes.
absolutely would. Shiva, absolutely. What did you say? She needs 5 to 7 working days.
Working days, yeah, but
Yeah.
also like I think like that's an awful lot of shit talk as well. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Have a conversation about being spontaneous, oh, for God's sake.
Oh, once
And
you have a
sorry,
conversation about
take a class. Taking a class is not spontaneous because you have to plan it. But maybe it means like be spontaneous about doing something. Doing something
yeah,
new is a really good example.
is a good yeah, yeah.
When have you ever done anything that's pushed you out of your comfort zone?
Oh, I'd say all the time. I try to like push myself all the time. I've no
Mm.
interest in, but níl éon interest gum in routine, níl éon simagum in má tá éigen dinta go mór I'm like, okay, I've that done now, like move on to the next thing,
Yes, yeah.
Mur will size dúláin an níl éon simagum an, which is
Mm.
desperate. I think yeah,
No, I get that. I
yeah,
fully get that.
yeah, it's just like
Bhí
okay.
chat gom le den éigen le déine actually bhí sé simú right agus just I suppose it shows difriocht agus agsúlachtaí idir roioine and the sort of personality you have when it comes to work and life.
Yeah.
So this person is working in a really great job and I was like, oh my goodness, you're so good at that job. Imagine if a job came up, say somewhere else that was bigger than this again. Would you ever
Yeah.
try and go for, say, the next position up? And they were like, I could, but actually, I really like my life the way it is because I'm really good at what I'm doing and I like
Yes.
I'm not challenged but that suits me because because what I'm
Wow.
doing I can just do really easily and
Yeah.
like have a really nice life and I couldn't understand that like
Yeah.
in my and I was like goodness and I think it just branding I'd feel so driven that I'd be like oh my god like I'd get bored
Yeah.
I'd actually get bored if I was to do an Rotacana because it was easy
Yeah.
you know
No, taking well, okay, sure, like absolutely get that, and I'm on your wavelength here. But then I often think, like, I'm really jealous of Dina that are kind of ábalta sin na dhéanamh and tá si just compórdach ina bheith like sásta,
mm,
content, happy to just go and
you're actually
fucking
dead right because
and
I yeah
peace.
yeah
That must be an extremely peaceful
yeah
existence. That must be so just relaxing and there's beauty in the mundanity of things like
mm.
that. That must be really fulfilling
And it
and
probably
yeah.
isn't even mundane to them though. That's just their life and they like the
Yeah.
rhythm of it.
Yeah, yeah, no,
So it's
totally.
like and I do
But to be
believe
comfortable
yeah.
in the mundane, to be comfortable, and I think that's actually a sign of like really good mental health. That someone
Yeah.
is able to. I think that Ancha Denam, and I do try to take stock of this as well. Is like when everything is so busy, and I'm like looking at my calendar, being like, I have literally no time between now
Yeah.
and like mid-July.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how much of this is like that I love my job and time I do stuff, and how much of it is like, am I running away from something?
Mm.
And not
Or
from my
even like
to sílam hain.
yeah.
Yeah, and I really try Doireann go me gaiirí níos bredúla duinem iirecht like gach ile lá to give myself 10, 15 minutes to see them and like meditate and stuff, because you can really, really easily get caught up in busy, 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 and that distracts you from like
Yeah.
confronting actual things
Actual.
that are going on in your life.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
also I think there's like, and I ask myself this sometimes. I'm like, what are you chasing all the time? What you're
Well, yeah.
constantly running. You want the next thing, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it's like. I'm envious of people who can be satisfied. I feel like I'd be often Satora, Rodella,
Yeah,
Rodella, Rodella,
Rodella,
and
Rodella,
Tamerfad.
yeah.
It's like I always want the next thing,
Yeah.
and that's true for like I don't know. In Anachid the Mahale, I find I'm
Yeah.
always wanting the next thing, and it's
Yeah.
mad. It's actually something that I'm conscious of, and I try to be like, Louise, no, you actually don't need to do that. You don't
Yeah.
need to buy that. You don't have to be there. You
Yeah,
know.
I know. I
But
know.
I think I am addicted to the.
The highs of it all.
Maybe
Yeah.
that is it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's also like, what is the reason for life? Like, what's your ultimate goal? Well, I would assume it's
Yeah.
just to be happy.
Mm.
It's like to just get,
Yeah.
like, regardless of what you do, what situation you're in, like, aren't you better off to be fucking in a shite job and absolutely broke, but to be happy, than to have millions of euro and live in a gorgeous house, but like to be miserable? So,
Completely. Yeah.
so if you actually look at it that regard, then you're like, okay, you're probably not happy when you're like, okay, I'll be happy when, I'll be happy when, I'll be happy
Mm.
when. By the way, I'm like this as well, so I really need to like check myself about it.
Yeah.
So the person who can be like, no, actually, I know exactly what I'm doing every single day for the next year. I've nothing, out of the ordinary planned, and I'm
Mm.
happy out in that. Aren't they kind of richer for it? Like,
Well, absolutely. Like, I
yeah.
mean, but I
I
would
mean,
also
by the
say,
way, I break out in hives at the thought of that.
well, you see, also I think that like Branche Riche, like
Yeah.
some people love some people are very happy being chaotic and busy and impulsive,
Yeah.
like
Well,
so
Tommy
that's where you
Eggs
get the
God's
thrill.
sale.
Yeah,
You more kind me out of
absolutely.
the show over
Yeah,
here.
because I would find Coma like sure via go Mervyn Tour. I've been there. I've done
Yeah.
the kind of 9 to 5 Luan Guina. I had
Mhm.
all of that. And for me, I was, Vilad runner. I was
Yeah.
bored. And I
Yeah.
actually think it's important that, like, you have to fill your cup. And it takes ages to find a rhythm in life, I think.
Mm.
Jeepers, I hope I can find one eventually that, like, you feel you're in a flow
Yeah.
and, like, you're enjoying the rhythm of it. Your cup is full in your
Mhm.
personal life, in your social life, in your work life.
Mhm.
It's very hard to find that.
It is very hard. So where is the happy medium between like reckless
Impulsiveness
spontaneity
and
and like not being a boring bitch? Where's the happy medium? Because like I think me and you are as well are like, oh, we're so spontaneous, and like 9 times out of 10 that spontaneity is like texting someone, fancy a pint tonight?
yeah.
Oh, go on. So
You
and
see,
I'm
and
like,
this
I'm
is
so
true. Like,
spontaneous.
there's so many levels of spontaneous.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it was spontaneous. Though Cara gum, Aoife Malloy, Oíche, we were talking about her last night.
No,
She
I
now,
can't fucking
you're
deal with
jealous
this
of
now.
this, Connie.
I'm actually,
If you've ever
I
engaged
was
stuff.
delivered a piece of really hurtful news. Right,
She,
yesterday, I thought that I was the special, third who was allowed to come into Louise and Declan's special little place, and since my heart nearly broke. And
sorry, this sounds like we're having a threesome or something. This
no,
is
it's not.
absolutely not. One night, Eva Malloy had to sleep over at me and Declan because we were
Yeah.
all staying after a wedding. Anyway, Grant, this is
Yeah. And
great TMI.
they were supposed to be having a date with me the next day, and they fucking
We bailed on
they
you.
bailed on me, and I only found out about the night before last night.
I
I'm still
know.
recovering. But
Well, listen, Nobby Borehead, but Aoife Malloy is everything that I hope that she doesn't mind me saying this about her.
yeah,
She's everything that I would imagine a really, 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 really most spontaneous person ever would be. Like,
okay.
to the point
Is
that,
she even more spontaneous than me? 'Cause
oh
that's
yeah, no, mildly
fucking
so. I'm sorry, as in like the week
like put
before.
salt into the wound.
No,
Jesus
she
Christ.
would be like Seacht in Rimish, Banna She was like in Auckland, and all of a sudden she lands into
Yeah,
a church in Carlow. This is very much like the way she rolls. Like,
yeah,
she, I remember Vijay Muna August just at Doireann and Fust, and she was like, "Okay, I'm moving away," and we wouldn't hear from her. And the next thing you're like, "Aoife, where are you?" And she's like, "Working in a bar in New York." Do
yeah,
as
yeah,
in just spontaneously would take a notion and on that whim
yeah.
make a decision and go for it.
Would
And
take
I
a
think
notion,
like
yeah.
there's levels of spontaneity. I think there's people who can like make life changing decisions on a
Yeah,
whim
yeah,
and follow, and do it lightly.
yeah,
And then there's other people who like have to sit down and write out the pros and cons of whether or not to paint their bedroom a different color.
yeah,
Do you
yeah,
know? So like it's a real spectrum,
It's
isn't
a real
it?
spectrum. I know. I would say though that I'm definitely on the more like I could be liable. Sure, we were walking yesterday, and I told you I'd moved to London.
Yeah.
So like I was like, yeah, oh, like let's fucking do it. Like just like
Yeah.
that. Never even occurred to my head. Like,
Yeah.
well, maybe I'm trying to big myself up here now a bit. But no, I definitely would.
Yeah.
I can't if I have to think about something too much, it just makes me not want to do it. 'Cause I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
that's
fucking
interesting.
arsed thinking about this now. Right, no.
I
Do you know?
know. Yeah, but I guess it depends on what you're thinking about. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
like when it comes to big life decisions, you know, it, it might be harder to be spontaneous, like,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
don't know. And I actually think, to be honest, I would say about you, I don't think you would make that a decision so quickly or off the cuff. I think you would think about it. You just
Do you
think
think
about it
so?
quickly. Yeah, I think you would. I think you are a bit of a thinker. You are a little bit of a thinker, like, you know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Well, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know
Yeah.
either.
I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
either.
similar. Like,
I would be like, I feel like all my decisions I've made, like about like where I'm gonna live and stuff
okay,
like that.
what's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done in your life?
I'm trying to even think like oh, like being like, okay, I'm gonna fly this place tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then just be like, "Okay, I'm going." Or like be like, "Oh, I need a holiday, right? I'm just gonna go for a week. I'll leave in 2 days."
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. Or it's probably usually just going places. Also, when I moved to Clare, I was like literally like, "Sure." I moved during COVID. I was like, "Sure." Like, well, I just moved to Clare, so next week.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Just did it.
and just did it. But like these are all like, low stakes.
Yeah.
Nothing really that's gonna alter your life any huge amount.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the most spontaneous thing I've ever done in my life. Um, I don't really know if it's spontaneous or more just like a bit dawn. I don't like
Yeah, I see. It's hard to,
being a
um,
bit chanty. Like sometimes I
yeah,
think, like, I'm like, oh, you have to be really ballsy. Like, send that person that email.
yeah.
Is that dawn or on which is in like spontaneous?
I don't know. It depends, isn't it? Yeah, this is we're really getting into it now. I don't know. I feel like I would never play hard and loose with my job. Like any decision I make, let
Yes.
over would be really like, no, I'll actually like I think about it and be like, what's a good thing to do. But
Mm,
like then with my personal life, I'd play hard and loose all day. Do you know that kind of way? I'd be
yeah.
like, sure, fuck it, we'll do it, and who cares?
Yeah, you see, I think that shows that you're somewhere in between
Yeah,
on that, like that question you asked, whether you're
yeah,
that really, really spontaneous mad person that's liable to anything, or the person who's kind of, I don't know, boring and mundane.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you, I think boring and mundane actually sounds derogatory, and it's not at all. I
yeah,
think sometimes that can just be cliché.
yeah, Clishta,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
like, because can you plan a spontaneous decision? No, do you know what I mean?
No, I
You
know.
could
Yeah,
be
you can't.
spontaneous and being
Yeah,
like, let's book a holiday tonight.
yeah, yeah,
That could
yeah.
be your being spontaneous. And then you could be like, for next year.
Yeah, I know, caveat. Well, look, I suppose it's what everybody's comfortable with. And also it's because on job atá gom chuma, I can afford to be like,
Mm.
I'm gone now for a week. Good luck. I'm sure get back to me. Do you know, and they're not to
Yeah.
a fraggart gadi boss atá far to see like but
Mm.
stiging na chlog gach maden. Do you know that kind of way?
Yeah.
So that's, I suppose it depends on circumstance as well. And
Yeah.
also sometimes you're flush with money and sometimes you're broke. So it depends on
This is
how the
true.
funds are as well.
And I feel this is the toxic trait of mine. When the
Yeah.
money is in, like, God forbid I try to save it,
Oh
I'd be
my
like,
God.
let's go.
No, tá target a stig, being an kill 'em all.
Oh my goodness. I'm like actually the walking meme. You know the meme that's like payday, the day you get paid, it's
Oh
that
yeah.
gal like running out of the shop
Oh
with all
my
her
God.
bits, and it's like 2 days later. And
I
you're
know,
like,
I
actually
know. It's so
not a
bad.
pin.
Yeah.
Like I'm completely like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that is definitely being impulsive, but it's also just being kind of stupid.
Yeah. Where are you on the scale? Is it so?
I don't know where I am on the scale. I would love to think I think I'm okay with being spontaneous. That's a big thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm happy for people around me to be spontaneous. Tom, Sásta bheith spontáneach mé hain.
Yeah.
Um, but I think like you, when it comes to my work, um, I probably would be more considerate about making decisions, or
Yeah.
I'd plan a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I do think there have been times where I've been very spontaneous in work settings and environments, and I've seen someone say that I actually think I'm a good woman to topic on dash. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? To jump on an opportunity when it comes. Like, I think that spontaneous people might see an opportunity arise. A person will walk into their company. Okay. And I think a spontaneous person might be like, I need to go talk to that person. There is a chance to connect. And I
Yeah.
think I'm good at doing that. Whereas, another person would be like,
Yeah. Oh,
oh God, that's
that
that
would
person.
overthink it.
I better, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Overthink
Do you know
it.
what I mean? So I
Yeah.
think, thank God I don't overthink to the point of maybe sometimes it can come against me. I don't know. But I think that I have probably been lucky through being spontaneous
Okay.
in work
Yeah.
settings.
I know. But then again, like just I mean, like being spontaneous in work settings. I don't have to say Dakar because it's different, isn't it? It's like, oh, I'll go to chat to this person, or or I'll take this job or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas it's not actually like anything like actually high stakes. Like, do you know what I mean?
Well, it could be. Like I don't know, our jobs are very different, but if you were someone maybe who like worked for a company and the CEO of the company walks into your office
Yeah,
on whatever day,
yeah,
you're really looking for a promotion. Do you take that opportunity to go and shake the hand of the CEO and be like, "Hey, how are you? I'm so and so."
yeah.
Like bit out of the blue
Mm.
to come up and say hello, but I'm
That's just being ballsy.
is it? But is it? Is
Yeah,
that
I
being
think that's
ballsy
being
or
ballsy.
yeah?
I think like being spontaneous, like that's just being ballsy. Being spontaneous is like doing
But that's
something
still an
totally out
impulsive
of the
thing,
blue. Yeah, but it's an impulsive
or is
thing.
it?
But
Or
it's
is it
also like that's
a
also like
personality thing?
yeah, personality. That's being ballsy. I
Do
think
you
that's being
think?
ballsy. Yeah, I think so. I think so because it's not actually you're not actually doing anything like that's like really like outright. Like doing something really spontaneous to be like, okay, I'm gonna go in and fucking kill the boss or something, and that's fucking spontaneous. Do you know what I mean?
Don't kill your boss.
Like having a
Uh,
conversation with your boss about like your work life is
no,
not
but like, yeah,
like
I
yeah, like an
know.
unplanned. Okay, you know what I mean?
No,
That's just being
yeah.
like that's just being a fucking plumber. That's just fucking looking for a raise. Do you know what I mean?
I actually think then that's what I am. Wherever on the scale Plumos and wherever on the scale being a chancer and being spontaneous interject, or if they
Yeah,
do,
that's
I'm
it.
somewhere
Being like
around
a
there.
chancer. That's it. That is good as well.
Yeah.
I think
Because
being a
I
chancer
think
is good.
chancers it's probably not it still is that little bit of impulsiveness. Spontaneity is probably something
Yeah.
I thought bespoke different, but like yeah.
I would say when it can be very debilitating if a role march in because you can having no predictability and nobody can rely on you and nobody can be like you need to be able to you need to be kind of steady outcome like to be reliable where they can she can't be like oh sure she's fucking she can't get Louise to that sure she'd be liable to be fucking anywhere do you know
Yeah.
so yeah
Well,
yeah
exactly that. Like, what jobs do the most of these really crazily spontaneous people do? They're
yeah,
probably
a lot of the time
self-employed.
they don't have a fucking job.
There you
They
go.
don't,
Yeah.
so there you go. We've come full circle. So we're too
Or else
committed.
they go from job to job, which I kind of also think is like I mean, variety is the spice of life. Maybe there are
Yeah.
people who like to just mix things up,
Oh, like fucking mix
you
away,
know?
girl. Mix
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't know if there's a sweet spot with spontaneity where it's really good crack and like oh something really cool could happen, but then there's also like cop on a small bit like
And I think we are victims of that after our spontaneous amach career.
yeah
It at the time, being spontaneous felt like the gassest right decision to make.
yeah
But actually, retrospectively, there was absolutely no
no
need for a
effort.
spontaneous night out.
Yeah.
It didn't add anything to our lives except pain our heads,
No,
our modern.
no, and I had a fucking list as long to get through to today. Sure, I haven't done any of it.
Yeah.
Disaster. So I'll be up. I'm up. I've a blow dry booked for 7:30 tomorrow morning. Jesus fucking Christ!
You?
I'll be up at the crack of dawn now to get
Well,
my
if there's
thing.
anything worth getting up for, 'tis the morning blowy.
It's the morning blowy. Yeah, it's a great way to start your day. Morning blowy.
It is. But can I just say as well, like, are we ever going to change? And what have we learned from our EMach? Gach shans we'll do on Rud Can Cane Reached.
Yeah, please God now. Yeah, yeah. Well, do you know what? Look, Tommy Dixdad in our sale, Gur Faderling, of play hard and loose and all the rest of it.
Actually, this is so true. For Annie, I'm
Yeah.
sure there are mothers who are listening, screaming at this, being like, "It's all well and good to be spontaneous when you're
I
fucking
know.
footloose and
Yeah,
fancy free."
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm sure when you've responsibilities in your life that are actually little people that you have to keep alive,
Yeah.
spontaneity becomes a whole other thing.
Well, that's it. That's I'm always like, look,
You
do it
know,
now. But if you were actually Rasha and a rare come up, being like, I actually feel like I'm in my early 20s again.
yeah.
Except like I have a few bob this time because I'm a gubber. Like,
Yes, this is something actually I
yeah,
really want to say to Aina Thogaish, right? I feel, and I know you feel the same as well, I feel like your 30s are like the best era of your life if you
yeah,
are maybe if you're still without kids and you're at that stage in your life where like your only responsibility is yourself. It's
yes,
a really exciting time because you're like, yeah, you have a bit of disposable income.
yes,
You kind of are a bit more stuma than you
yeah,
would have been Stafedi.
yes.
Agus
Because
though
you
you
can pour the
skill for
fucking thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
tá.
you're not like figuring out that weird shit of like
Yeah.
who am I and
Yeah, and you
yeah,
sucker on the thing.
yes,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
the hard in my gut and there's no
Mm.
drama. People aren't into fucking dramatics like a
Yeah.
dance show. You can just you none of that shit to deal with. You just have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Agus bíonn tú probably níos like, are you more selfishly you're like, I'm sick of the time wasting or doing things because I don't know, like, do you know, an amach, like, I feel so fehedy. I'd have been like, if we were going on a night out now, I'd have to be the full tan, all the
Oh
gear,
yeah,
hair, makeup, whatever.
yeah.
Whereas Nish, I think just go Willem Shea Wadney is like, oh sure, I'm going out in jumper and leggings.
I was just gonna say, with 20-year-old Louise have gone into the
Oh,
George in a pair of fucking sweaty Betty and a pair of
she
organzy and
would
the
never.
Sandals were out. No,
Yeah, no.
but look, I knew era for you. And look, you had a gorgeous woolly hat on you as well.
My God, I was scarfed and hat and clothing and gloves and everything.
Oh, you were.
It was actually on the I wonder. We were very lucky, luckily we escaped most of the
Yeah,
Shafter, but
Shachter.
oh my goodness, I was at Montawala Limnoch, under the mountains of Tipperary, the silver mines, and I was like, wow, the snow that fell at the Brennorn was mad.
Yeah.
So I was well clothed, yeah.
Well clothed. Go on, tell me, cad é de Gael go na seachtainna cé nó hí de Gael go na
Okay.
seachtainna?
On a Gaelgore na seachtain tágam sa no, Shane McCarthy, okay? He's a lad or Instagram. He is, I'm going to get him up here now. For anyone that isn't following him, lads, can I just tell you he is an absolute howl, okay? So his bio here is be your best self. He is a gay man, he's an Irish traveller, and he just posts videos every day, and he brings me so much joy. That comment that I said when we were Glartween about Ockersuck, and I was like, the belly's around the backbone. This is like one of his lines,
Oh,
okay?
really serious?
But this was his take on the snow. I swear to God, as he was saying it, I was absolutely in bits. Oh my God, no. No.
Oh, no.
No.
No, no.
Ah, cheapers. Okay, go a second there now.
Okay,
I get
you
him?
beat it. You beat.
There's white stuff all on top of you. Do you know what that would be? That'd be snow. Somebody told me a few days ago that next week, so in the next few days, we're getting a blizzard in Ireland. If we're not already bad enough, the hair transplant is like icicles. And don't get me wrong, it's nice to look at. You want to turn on your heating, you want to get your hot water bottle, scald yourself out of it. And when I tell you, this is what we're done for, it's supposed to be that bad that when we open our front door, we're not even going to be able to get out.
Oh my God. But sure, he's no tan does anything.
Oh my God, being Shay in the beds on Tamer Fod, he does like, he gives little beauty blog updates. He's got a hair transplant, he's very honest about it. He talks about scalding himself, giving himself third degree on the sunbeds. And I'm like, honestly, it's a little sprink of just joy, gachla on my feed. He is so authentically himself, and I just want to say, I recommend you to follow him, Shane _ McCarthy 21.
Okay.
Gael Gordon Shachtana for just being gas. Hoptrily.
Okay, hopefully.
Yeah.
What mo Gael go na seachtainna is tá mé léamh leabhar le. No, actually, I'm going to change it to.
Okay.
My Gael go na seachtainna is duine de mo scríóirí is Ansalom. Followed me on Instagram the other day. Michael McGee.
Hold your horses.
Hold your horses. I love his book Close to Home. Mata sim I get mata dúlar glower ma le lev. Won loads of awards. He won the John McGahern literary prize.
Great audiobook as well. Recommend it to me.
Beautiful audiobook. It's actually, I would actually say to listen to it in audio form because lay on screen or a hey now, and it's just he's a beautiful Belfast accent, and it's just a really great book. So Michael McGee is my guy going to Shachtna.
Oh, fair play though. And you're giving it to him on the simply because he followed you on Instagram.
Yeah, simply because he followed me on Instagram, and like I actually followed him first. I followed him first because I saw something that someone tagged him in something, and then I went onto his profile and we've loads of mutuals, and I was like, oh my God, there's actually a chance now he might follow me back if I follow him.
Oh
so
my
I did.
goodness. Do you think he knows you?
What?
He knows you?
I doubt it. Well, he knows me now because he followed me on Instagram, but I was like, oh, I really want to interview him. He did a really, really great interview before Christmas. Do you remember I sent it into the WhatsApp group Le Lair Horlimney?
Yes.
I was like, listen to this. A really, really good interview. Green Shella Cullum Tobin. Cullum Tobin has a really good podcast. To I don't know, with the Arts Council, even though like I'm in a love-hate relationship with Colin Tobin at the minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Michael McGee
should listen to Michael McGee. Yeah, he's great.
I think you're gone with Jay around you August hashtag all or whatever tag all air Insta, and we might see can we get him following how to Gael August. We might try canvas to get him to be an owl. Yeah.
That's a really good shout. Okay, so Michael McGee goes to shop the
now Cadella Cathola Jane Van Lewis.
A good Lewis baby. So Quinne. Gan Hinne.
Shin Gabra. I like that.
Yeah. Quinne Gan Hinne. Yeah.
Spontaneity, like I don't love it.
Sorry, I said that on Cleany Cart Temple. It's Kinne Gan Hinne.
Oh, sorry, obviously.
Sorry, I lose Gurdurma. I was like, how are they going to be carton? So, sorry. Kinna gan chunne is like a spontaneous decision. To me, out of us, like to do it, Aaron Bointe.
Yeah.
Out of us.
A bheith oscailte, I don't know, is like
Yeah, bheith
oscailte or a bheith to be open, to be
Má tá cléan agat le cinenne
Capic on Desh.
yeah,
Capic on Desh is a good one. That's like jump at the opportunity or
There you go.
Dana. Capic on Desh. And most of the Gwilean Rodella Gwifsha lads. Be a dang on. We're yawning now, you see it's happening. We're
This is
going to
fucking desperate. Honest to God.
Come on, I've Rodul, Austin, Gwil mar actually on Shola Kayla.
Yeah.
Agus.
No,
On
like
stage,
honestly,
epic
in
really
the horrors, in the horrors.
Stay
That's the
in
end
the
of it now,
horrors.
Louise. You might go to Ashkin to fact I'm gonna fucking see you reach now more.
Imagine more we've
I
got
know.
an ugly to change.
I made the way going weekend.
Oh.
Like I was really a geary of on the dry. And now I'm like, oh sure, now that I've fucking broken the seal, like I'll probably end up on a ginormous almighty piss up now going there shachana. I'm gonna try not to though. So,
You know what? Spontaneously surprise yourself by not.
By not. Yeah, I know.
By
Well, that would
staying
be a
in.
surprise.
Have a spontaneous in night.
Yeah, I could have a spontaneous night.
What are you going to do then, Tronona, now as your hangover?
Tá mé chun well just ní bheith ábal to íochail chum hain an obaíon I might try to do spin class on fion crap, so I think go It's actually amazing in fairness to my her nash din of aclíocht and I was vi me really go hulk remission nullig. I was like probably the most unfit I've been like ages, and like it's amazing kecho like difriúlas go mohíonn tú nar tú her nash bheith aclí.
If you can't move your mind, move your body. It is
you go.
so true.
So true.
We actually chatted with the productivity coach in Delavich there, and she said it was really interesting. She was just like the number one issue with people not being productive is because they're sitting down and you need to move.
Yeah.
You will straight away just by getting up and adding some bit of exercise activity, even if it's a jog around the kitchen, a few squats or and spot a few star jumps, your mind straight away is triggered into alertness and though she shouldn't have.
And do you have to do the gym?
Go on.
2 Johnnies.
Yes.
The GA catfish. We're pushing, gasping for Joe on Bannister after Rasha holiday so we can get the load down from him because Tom needs to be in Joe.
No spoilers now, Nietzsche. Yeah. I'm full.
But Joe, our Bannister, is also Bannister and the 2 Johnnies. So we'll report back.
We will. We'll see if we can get an inside scoop.
Inside scoop. We might reveal some facts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's the way I'm going to shin on May doing anyway.
Yeah. Okay, no.
Salon. Oh my God, Salon has just reminded me of someone gas that we met on our Fenian pub crawl. Hear all about it on the Patreon. You can subscribe right now because it's a very
Sorry, Salon. We forgot about that. Yeah.
Salon.